Let's have those sound effects for the burning question. Perfect. There we go. We need a little bit of heat as cold as it's been and all the snow that they're getting down in the Gulf of America. All right. Okay, Bert, here's our question. Addressing the address. Okay, that's the title of this one, Navigating Pay Rates and Residency. So here's the scenario. An employee initially listed a California residence on his application. The hiring manager discussed pay adjustments based on California regulations and asked him for an out-of-state address. He later provided a Nevada address, but reported lives in his vehicle. How should we address this situation? And I know many people who live in a vehicle and travel about, whether it's an RV or a camper style, remote living, and they move about. So it's maybe not that far-fetched. He's living out of his vehicle and submitted a California address.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I think, I'm not one of these our firm's payroll experts, but I think we would want to tell him that we need an address for him, an actual address, so that we can properly withhold state income taxes and ensure his insurance coverage is appropriate for the state in which he resides. We also need that information to ensure that we are complying with state employment laws for
Correct.
the
Yeah.
given state. Interesting here. I would, ask the employer, did they conduct a background check on this individual? What did it show with respect to his address? Did he falsify his application? I mean, I'm seeing a lot of red flags here with somebody who won't provide an actual address. I mean, not even a PO box or anything. What address? I guess I would want to know, what address did he put on his W-4? We could probably just use that address. And then if it's in California, we're going to have to ensure that the individual is being paid properly. If he's living out of a car, I think, again, we would probably want to tell him we need something, because we have to be able to correspond with him and verify residency to make sure that we are complying with the law in the state in which he's working, and being able to communicate with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is that, where is he trying to establish residency? Because knowing, the tax laws and different things, he's going to have to pay taxes in the states in which he's working from as well. So his individual income tax is going to be a mess. But I am really tuned into, when did we learn this? Was it disclosed up front? Was it something that was discovered after we hired, and why was that not discussed? And do you want an employee who is on the road like that? And is he living in a vehicle? And does that represent the image and the position that you're hiring for? Or is he, he lives in an RV, he's once retired and now he and his wife travel in an RV? There's some things I don't know that I would want to know a little bit more to make sure it's aligning with what our business really is expecting from an employee calling home base.
Well, and then, I guess we get to the point, Phil, where at some point this employee is going to have to, this newly hired employee is going to have to complete their Form I-9 no later than the first day of employment. And the I-9, of course, requires the name, the address of the employee, the date of birth, the employee's U.S. Social Security number, their email address, and a telephone number. So, at some point we're going to have to collect this information. And if he can't, put an I-9 together, I mean, I guess I'd have to check with one of my immigration attorneys. But to me, it sounds like if there's no address on there, the I-9's not completed,
That's right.
and he can't commence employment.
Yeah, and that is one of the challenges I know that people face with, hiring someone that's in between residences for whatever, whether it's a hardship situation or something different. But there you go. That's a great burning question. Hopefully that gives you some insight. And I think when you get into those scenarios, you need to give the hotline a call or look up Bert over at Ogletree and discuss this with him.